Hey, what's good, y'all? Fuzion here, back with another reaction video. Um, another week, another week of daily uploads. Again, I will be uploading daily every single day for the month of December. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any of the games, any of the videos, excuse me. But most of them are about NBA. That being said, today we're going to be reacting to NBA today, talking about the Warriors' potentials, plus LeBron minutes, trade machine stuff, all that cool stuff. That being said, I did upload quite a bit last week, of course, and they've been doing okay. I appreciate you guys checking it out. I am uploading quite a bit. I will be continuing to upload quite a bit, so there will be a lot of stuff that you guys can watch. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. First, I do want to discuss the Warriors and the importance of Draymond Green and the importance of them picking up Buddy Hield, which if you go back to a lot of my older videos where I have talked about the Warriors and talked about Buddy Hield, I called this. I called that he would be a very important piece to this Warriors team once they traded away once Klay Thompson walked. You're seeing a improvement from Jonathan Kuminga. I think he is being more aggressive and more confident on the offensive end. You're seeing a improvement on the defensive end as well, but I think what was most important for him this year is to get that offense up, and he has been. Draymond Green is still doing his thing. He has still found games and times where he does need to score. He can get you 16 or 15, 14. But still, his main job is to set screens, play defense, and pass the ball. As long as he does that, any extra points he does provide is plus. So overall, good style of play, good gameplay, good stuff from the Warriors. Currently, he's averaging 9, 6, and 6. That's what you can expect from him. And a lot of his losses, just right before this one, they were on. They lost 4 in a row. He had 10, 13, 10, and 6. So yeah, but you don't expect offense or high offense coming from him. That's not what he's there for. So again, anything he does chip in, and I think he should chip in at least 6 or 7 points a night, and everything else is up as far as rebounds, assists, blocks, charges, energy plays. As long as those are still going good, he's doing what he's supposed to do. Steph, he's been playing great. So yeah, overall, I think that the Warriors, let me see where they are standing wise. I think the Warriors will continue to be the Warriors, and they will always be the Warriors until they're, knocked off. Let's see. Current standings in the NBA. Of course it's early, so you really can't count the standings or whatever and how important it is. But it's always good to know. Current standings in NBA. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. So currently the Warriors are in 5th. They're 14 and 9. The closest team to them would be the Clippers. They're 14 and 11. For them to get to Dallas, Dallas is 16 and 8. 16 and 8 is tied with Houston, and 1 game behind Memphis. So everybody is close. Again, it is early. Until we can, see what more is going on. I think that we are waiting for mostly the trade deadline, and around that time after All-Star break, I think that's when teams got to lock in or realize that they're just not going to make it. Currently, there's a lot of teams that are, almost 500, close to 500. The Lakers are 13 and 11. Denver is 12-10. Memphis is 12-11. Phoenix is 12-11. And that is the current play-in. So that's 7th place being the Nuggets, 8th place being the Lakers, 9th Minnesota, and 10th with Phoenix. As long as this is still going on like this, it's not great basketball. It's not. We're seeing teams playing bad. We're seeing teams playing lazy. Defense is, again, a non-factor this year. But, despite that, there's still some highs there. The Thunder, they're still first in the West. They've been playing excellent. It's good to see Ja back on the Grizzlies as well, seeing them play well as well. They are in second. Thunder's in first. Excuse me. So, yeah, just overall solid play. But then that play-in, sort of like a little bit above the play-in, I feel like there's a lot of figuring out that has to happen. But that's pretty much all for my pre-video rambling. Let's go ahead and get started to see what NBA Today has to say.
Magneto.
Shaking hands and kissing babies. I saw you.
But okay, then how about this? What was the intel you gathered from the Warriors in this starting lineup?
Well, first of all, they went from strength in numbers to those numbers ain't strengths to now they're like musical chairs. And Steve Kerr is in the most interesting spot, I think, coaching spot of his career, where he's just got to evolve and change per game. As you saw on this graphic, this is another different starting lineup. The Warriors go to Houston. I don't think even Steve Kerr knows who he's going to start yet against Houston. And they're going game by game. Does this work long term? Hey, look, they're 14-9. They're in the cup, yes.
But that could be a blessing and a curse.
So, I feel like that's a lot of what's going on currently in the league. It's a lot of rotating starters. The Lakers have had that issue. Warriors, Clippers at a point did. Now not so much. There's one other team that I just can't remember. But there's a couple teams where this is the issue: figuring out who is going to start, figuring out the roles, figuring out how they're going to play the minutes. Is everybody going to play? Are we going to, So when it comes to the Warriors, though, I think they sort of have a different issue. I think they have a lot of capable players. I think they're just trying to figure out who plays like the best with other players. They're trying to figure out where and how much minutes Andrew Wiggins is going to get. Where and how much minutes is GP2 going to get. Where and how much minutes is Moses Moody going to get. So they're trying to figure that out. And it's a gift and a curse, because you'll get good scoring from Buddy, Kuminga on some nights, and then you'll get good scoring from Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody when he does get some minutes. It's him having to find out what works for him being Steve Kerr, and what can the Warriors, do to keep this ahead, keep going with the wins, keep playing well. And I think they can figure it out.
Using so many different starting lineups.
Yeah, I mean, look, the biggest takeaway for me this weekend is that they started Jonathan Kuminga. They decided they're going to ride him, and they're going to put him in the position to answer, can he be the next star for them? Can he be a star alongside Steph Curry? Can he create enough offense for them? And if they give him a longer runway, if they start him and they play him and they feature him, can he be that guy? Because he's obviously, they had discussions with him about a long-term extension in the offseason. That didn't get done. He's in a you got to earn it kind of year. And if he doesn't earn it, then what do? They let him get to restricted free agency, or do they continue to revisit him on the trade market? I know the owner, Joe Lacob.
He got a huge bump once he did start, of course. That's going to happen. He's going to get a lot more ball time. One thing I do like about Jonathan Kuminga's game is I feel like offensively he can do a lot. He can shoot the ball. He can take you one-on-one off the dribble. I would see a little bit more. I would like to see, I'm a little bit more post up, but I do believe he does have that. There's stuff there that I feel like he can do that a lot of players on that Warriors team can't. So I'm glad that he's starting. I'm just hoping he can continue his play as he has been. They should not let him walk. If he does walk, he's going to. They basically develop this guy for a whole nother team. Like, he was really, really raw, athletic, could do a few things early, and then as you see, there's sparks of greatness, quote unquote. There's sparks of great IQ and skill. So you see that he can do it. I just think that there is either the offense isn't really set for him. Of course, you still gotta get Steph Curry the ball. And then for some nights, you got to get Buddy Hield the ball, because Buddy Hield can get hot and hit shots. So it's really deciding on, is Jonathan Kuminga the second option or the third option? Most nights he should be second option. Maybe next year, if he does stay, Steph can sort of take a backseat role as far as not many plays being drawn for him. I mean, of course, you're still going to get something from Steph. I do think at some point he will need to take off the gas and hand over the reins to Jonathan Kuminga if that's what they're trying to do.
Loves Kuminga, does not want to trade him, but his name always comes up when teams come calling for the Warriors. And if, as Sham said, if they're looking to add a star, that's the player they're going to call about.
Well, and I think the X factor, too, a little bit is Buddy Hield. I think what we've seen from him, 12-3 in games, he scores 10 or more points. So when Buddy gets it going, like we saw in the Minnesota game, that's good things for Golden State. But if we're talking baseball analogy, you never have enough good starting pitching, right? And I think you lose Melton. We saw no Andrew Wiggins, no Moses Moody here. There's still enough depth for this Golden State.
Well, the thing with Buddy is when you play him and he knows that he's going to have a longer runway, he's going to start, he's going to get minutes. You know, with shooters, it's hard when you go into a game and you're going to get 4 minutes.
Yeah, to really make it work really quickly. Yep. But y'all, it wasn't just like Draymond's play that had the whole arena buzzing. It was also the news that you mentioned, because this weekend, Shams Charania reported that the Warriors are looking for a star. So, Mark, do you think that's the best path forward?
Hey, guys, sorry about that cut. Got an ad. Whatever. Warriors looking for a star. Now, they need a star who can who doesn't need the ball all the time. They need a star who can I think be strong on the defensive end also. And they also need a star who is unselfish. There's not many of them like that. And what are the Warriors willing to give up to get a star? Who do they consider a star? I think there's a couple players that could be that. I think they should be trying to get a big. That's an option. I know they're probably looking for a small forward, most likely. Small forward, power forward. From that spot. I think they still need someone who could play that role successfully. I think a center, again, a star big would be optimal. They get a star big, move Draymond to the 4. You got whoever at the 3. It may be Jonathan Kuminga. It should be Jonathan Kuminga. Buddy Hield and Steph. That's a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous lineup. So I think that's who they should be trying to find.
Sounds good, but it's definitely easier said than done. I'm hearing that the Warriors are kind of looking more into replacing Melton right now, the shooting guard that they lost for the season that they need to still replace, and finding a star. I think it's evident that they need a star, but man, these stars cost a lot, and it's easier said than done.
Bobby, do you have a machine to crank
Oh,
up?
we do. We have the trade machine out right now, and I'm going to show you trying to chase that superstar, just kind of how difficult it is.
So
right now, and we're going to.
My bad. I think hold on, guys. I'm still thinking. I think there's a play with the Pelicans. You get a Brandon Ingram, Zion, if they're willing to give him up. I doubt they will. Of course, I think because of how Zion is right now, I think they could get him cheap. But that would require a lot of extra dumb shit. So, Who else? And who do they consider a star? I don't know. Let's see.
Highlight Golden State, and this is hypothetical, okay? Make sure it's hypothetical. And when we're looking at a team like the Miami Heat, remember the apron rules. Both teams cannot take back more money. So it's almost like a Rubik's Cube. It works on one side, it doesn't on the other. So when you're looking at a player like Jimmy Butler, makes $48.8 million, you basically have to stack all these.
Jimmy Butler would be great. Of course, I don't think Miami will ever let him go, but that's someone who I could think of that could work well. I think if you put Jimmy at the 2, and he's a big 2, but I feel like that could work, and I think it would help Steph Curry. I think offensively, Jimmy Butler does a lot, but I think what he likes doing more so is getting his team involved. If you can get Steph Curry going, if you can get Jonathan Kuminga going, if you can get Buddy Hield going, you're adding another solid defender, almost Draymond-esque as far as being able to do a lot. Obviously, Jimmy's way, way, way better, but there's someone there that may be an option. Paul George, he'd be hurt all the damn time, but if there's a way that they could get it, that's another player who can shoot the ball, who can pass and cut. I do think that they could use another athlete, another lob threat style player. There's option. Who do you guys think? Leave it in the comments down below.
Contracts. When you're looking at players like Andrew Wiggins, we can put that DeAnthony Melton contract in. Brandon Podziemski, for example, just some names we're throwing out there. That's just 3 players to get Jimmy Butler, and that does not work. You're basically going to have to add more players. So in a hypothetical Jimmy Butler trade, you're basically trading out 5 players to get 1. I think, Chiney, for Golden State, singles. Do what Dallas did the last couple of years. They traded 3 first-round picks for Kyrie Irving, Daniel Gafford, and P.J. Washington. That's the approach to take.
Keep
there.
the baseball analogies going. It's that red that scares me, that tax option. But y'all, I told y'all it was a big weekend for Golden State, the entire state, because let's head south to SoCal where LeBron James, he sat out the first game.
Yeah, I don't really give a fuck about that. Lakers won. This video is not about the Lakers. I don't want to talk about the Lakers. Yeah, they won, whatever. But the team sucks. Anyway, if they don't make a trade this year, there could be a possibility that LeBron, that's a player who could work with them. I know that there has been rumors of a LeBron, Steph, and KD type thing. I don't think that'll happen. I hope it doesn't happen. I think that'd be boring to watch. And I think it would really be... It'd be like that Suns team. That first time that the Suns got together. Of course, like the injuries happened. But early on, it was like, who is going to shoot the ball? Who is going to get the ball? Who's going to score the ball? When are you going to get the ball? When are you going to score the ball? I think that depending on if they go to the Warriors, it could work with Draymond. I do think that they're going to have to trade a lot. But, I think that the Warriors have a chance this year. If this trade does go through, that chance is even greater. Yeah, man. That's pretty much all I got on this one. Again, who do you think the Warriors should be trying to get star-wise? I threw out a couple names. I really don't think that they'll be able to get them, but those are a couple players that could work. I'm not really hearing many stars mad. Zach LaVine, I almost forgot about him. He could work. He's an athletic too. And he's a volume shooter. He can get a lot of shots up. So, some of those shots are interesting, but he could get a lot of shots up. He doesn't require the ball at all times. As far as him being a lob threat, as far as him being able to catch and shoot, he can also create for himself. He is someone that they could be trying to get. Cam Thomas, not quite a star, but you're looking for a 2. I think that it would work well for Cam Thomas because I think he'll also learn a lot from the Golden State culture. I think currently the Nets are still trying to figure out what their culture is as a team and a group. So I'm not sure he's really understanding what's going on, like as far as him being able to become a great NBA player, because he does all the offensive stuff right to a certain extent. Some of his shot selection is terrible, but he's one of those players that can make those terrible shots. He's a J.R. Smith, Kobe-esque style of a scorer. So, but that's an option. I probably wouldn't consider him a star, but that is someone who could fit that mold and someone that they could work with and find a way to work with. Steph is almost done. He's getting older. I'm saying maybe 2 more years, 1 more year of this Steph that we have right now. So then you're going to need someone to be the capable scorer. I think Jonathan Kuminga can do it. I don't know if he can do it every single night. But those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.